Welcome to Go Fact Yourself, the Top 10 Lists podcast.
Great to be here.
Today, we're diving headfirst, really embarking on a top 10 journey into, well, the chaos of live television.
The unscripted moments, you mean?
Exactly. Those moments when everything goes off the rails. We looked at some amazing top research, news clips, articles, you name it.
And pulled together the moments that really stick, right? The big ones.
We did. Our countdown. Top 10 live TV fails that made the whole planet cringe in real time. This is basically your backstage pass to when that perfect TV polish just shatters.
Revealing the awkward, sometimes funny, sometimes not so funny reality underneath.
We're going to unpack the who, what, when, and the absolutely unbelievable how of these, let's call them on-air implosions.
Our mission essentially is to figure out why these specific moments are burned into our collective memory.
Get ready for some serious WTF. No way that's real moments. Okay, let's jump in. Number 10. This one involves a weather forecast that got unexpectedly controversial.
Yes. This was KTLA. Back in May 2016, meteorologist Liberté Chan. She's doing the weather, live on air, wearing this, form-fitting black dress. And then her co-anchor just walks over and hands her a gray cardigan.
Live. Just hands her a sweater.
Live. On camera. Apparently, they were getting emails saying the dress was inappropriate for a Sunday morning.
Wow. So the top research confirms her dress actually didn't break any station rules?
Nope. No dress code violation. The complaints seemed to be purely subjective, that she looked, quote, too sexy.
Which is, where do you even start with that? It definitely sparked a conversation.
Oh, blew up online, became a meme instantly. And yeah, it tapped into those bigger discussions about, workplace attire, double standards for women in media.
Right. How a simple gray cardigan handed over on air can suddenly become this symbol.
It's amazing, isn't it, how small moments ignite big debates.
Absolutely. A viral forecast, but not because of the weather. Okay, number 9. This one is pure gold. The perfect storm of serious news and family life.
You must mean the BBC dad. March 2017. Professor Robert E. Kelly.
Yes. He's on BBC World News, looking very serious, talking South Korean politics. Really important stuff.
From his home office. Very professional setup.
And then the door opens behind him, and his little toddler daughter just marches in, full of confidence, like she owns the place.
It's the swagger that gets me every time. And she's not alone for long, is she?
Nope. Because then the baby rolls in using a walker.
And then the mom comes flying in, sort of half-crouched, trying to grab them both. It's just magnificent chaos.
The sheer contrast, right? Super serious political analysis, and then this completely relatable domestic comedy unfolding right behind him.
Exactly. And I think that's why it resonated. So many people, especially then with more working from home, just saw themselves in that unexpected interruption.
That juggling act, yeah. You got to feel for him trying to keep a straight face.
He did pretty well, all things considered. But it was just perfect television, unintentionally.
It really was. Okay, moving to number 8. This one's less about accidental guests and more about accidental honesty. Maybe.
Or perhaps forgetting where you are. This involves EC Quebec, so CBC Canada, October 2019. The anchor was Catherine Dorion, who was also a Quebec member of Parliament.
Right, so someone very much used to being on camera in the public eye.
You'd think so.
Yeah.
But in this instance, she apparently believed her microphone was off during a break or transition.
Oh, dear. The classic hot mic situation.
The absolute classic. And the top research says it picked up her calling some of her political opponents, well, imbeciles, among other unflattering terms.
Ouch. And given she's an MP, that's not just an anchor slip-up. That's
a political incident.
Yeah.
Instant scandal. Because these weren't just private thoughts anymore, they were broadcast.
It's such a stark reminder, isn't it? In live broadcasting, you are never truly off the record when there's a mic anywhere near you.
Absolutely underscores the risk, that loss of any private moment.
Makes you wonder, what if we all had hot mics sometimes? Scary thought.
Very scary.
Yeah.
It really highlights that pressure and the need for constant awareness for people in those positions.
Definitely. Okay, number 7. This one.
Oh man, this is peak awkwardness. It's like watching a dream come true and then get yanked away in real time.
We're talking about the finale of Australia's Next Top Model in 2010. High drama.
So the host is up there, big moment, announces the winner, Kelsey Martinovich.
Yeah, you can imagine the scene. Cheers, maybe music starts. Kelsey probably starts crying, thanking everyone.
Exactly. She started her victory speech. And then the host has to interrupt her.
With those fateful words, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. This was fed to me wrong."
Oh, the cringe. You just feel it through the screen. Amanda Ware was the actual winner.
Can you imagine being Kelsey? that high, then that immediate public crash back down.
It's brutal. And you feel for the host, too, having to deliver that news.
It really shows the human error possible under that intense live pressure. A producer feeds you the wrong name, and suddenly you're at the center of this massive, unforgettable blunder. Like winning the lottery and finding out the ticket was misprinted, just awful. Okay, let's try and lighten the mood slightly for number 6, though the context here starts off serious.
Right, this one involves KTVU, a station in California, reporting on a plane crash. A very somber situation.
They're giving updates live.
And they need to report the names of the pilots involved. Unfortunately, they got pranked. Badly.
And they read them out. Live on air, totally serious tone. Names like Something Wong.
Wee too low. Holy fuck. Bang ging ow.
It's unbelievable they read them with such gravitas.
The deadpan delivery is what makes it legendary. The anchor just plows through completely straight-faced.
You'd think someone would have caught that, right? Like just reading it beforehand.
You would think. It really throws a spotlight on journalistic checks and balances, doesn't it? Especially under the pressure of breaking news, you get handed something supposedly official.
And in the rush, maybe you don't question it enough.
Wow. It became a huge embarrassment, obviously, and a reminder to, well, double-check names that sound suspiciously like puns.
A very painful lesson in verification. Okay, number 5. This involves a broadcasting legend and a premature announcement.
Indeed. This was NBC, 1998. The anchor is the iconic Tom Brokaw.
Highly respected, seasoned newsman.
Absolutely. And he interrupts the programming to announce the death of comedian Bob Hope.
A huge figure. People would have been shocked, saddened.
Except Bob Hope wasn't dead.
No, really?
Really. He was very much alive and kicking. The top research says he actually lived for another 5 years.
Oh my goodness, how did that happen?
Apparently, an internal alert system at NBC, maybe a pre-written obituary system, was accidentally triggered somehow, and it went out as real news.
Imagine the panic behind the scenes when they realized, and having to retract the death announcement of Bob Hope.
It highlights the immense responsibility of news anchors, doesn't it? Announcing something like that falsely. The impact is huge on trust, on perception.
And the sheer awkwardness, it really shows, again, the need for layers of confirmation before going live with something that significant.
Definitely, even from internal sources, it seems.
You'd think. Okay, number 4. We're moving from news studios to a massive global stage. Even meticulous planning can't stop everything.
This takes us to the 2014 Sochi Winter Olympics opening ceremony. A huge, globally televised event.
Right, and one of the big moments is always the reveal of the Olympic rings.
Usually spectacular. In Sochi, the plan was for 5 giant snowflake structures high up in the stadium to morph and light up into the 5 rings.
Sounds cool. What went wrong?
Or all 4 of them worked perfectly, transformed beautifully into glowing rings.
And the 5th one?
The 5th one.
Yeah.
Just stayed a snowflake. It malfunctioned, didn't open, didn't light up as a ring.
Oh no, on that stage with billions watching.
Exactly, just this one rogue, uncooperative snowflake hanging there while the other 4 formed the rings.
And the reaction from the broadcaster, NBC in the US, was also quite telling.
What did they do?
They pretty quickly and rather awkwardly cut away from the live shot to footage from a rehearsal where, surprise, surprise, all 5 rings worked flawlessly.
Trying to pretend it didn't happen. It sort of seemed that way. It just highlighted how even with enormous budgets and planning, live spectacles are vulnerable. And the attempt to cover it up was almost as noticeable as the glitch itself.
Yeah, that sudden cut would be jarring. It's like the show must go on perfectly, even if it means showing the practice run.
Exactly. The pressure for perfection on that scale is immense.
Okay, we're in the top 3 now. And number 3, well, this one basically coined a phrase and had massive repercussions.
You have to be talking about the Super Bowl XXVIII halftime show in 2004. Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake.
The infamous wardrobe malfunction.
The term itself was born from this moment. During the performance, Justin Timberlake pulled a part of Janet Jackson's costume and briefly exposed her breast. It was on screen for less than a second.
Less than a second. But the fallout was immense.
Oh, astronomical. Massive media frenzy, huge debates about decency on television. The FCC slapped CBS with a record fine, though it was later contested.
And it changed things, right? Broadcast standards, delay policies.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It had a huge impact on live broadcast regulations. But here's a fascinating bit from the top research.
Go on.
Some sources, including one of YouTube's co-founders, Jawed Karim, suggest that the difficulty people had finding footage of this specific incident online was actually part of the inspiration for creating YouTube.
Wow. So people were searching for this clip.
Couldn't easily find it, and that highlighted a need for a platform where users could easily upload and find video clips.
That's incredible. A fleeting moment on live TV indirectly sparking a global video platform. Talk about impact.
It's a prime example of how a live TV fail or controversy can have these huge, unforeseen ripple effects through culture and technology.
Unbelievable. Okay, number 2. This one shifts back to pure, unexpected, awkward comedy. A case of mistaken identity on live news.
This is a fan favorite. BBC World News, May 2006. The Legend of Guy Goma.
Yes, so the BBC thinks they're bringing in an IT expert, Guy Cuny, to talk about a legal case involving Apple Computer and Apple Corps, the Beatles company, music rights, tax stuff.
Right, but there's another guy in the reception area, Guy Goma, who's there for a job interview.
Mm-hmm.
For like an IT cleaning position or something completely different.
And they grab the wrong guy. They bring Guy Goma into the studio, mic him up.
And the look on his face when the anchor introduces him as Guy Cuny, the expert,
Yeah.
it's just priceless terror and confusion.
You can see the panic in his eyes. But here's the amazing part. He doesn't bolt. He doesn't correct them immediately. He just tries to answer the questions.
He totally wings it. They're asking him about the future of music downloading and piracy, and he's just giving these vague, slightly bewildered answers. It's incredible television.
His resilience is kind of admirable in a way. Just sheer, okay, this is happening, let's roll with it.
He became an instant internet celebrity.
Yeah.
An icon of handling the unexpected with, well, a certain kind of grace, maybe? It's just hilariously human.
Absolutely. The ultimate example of being thrown in the deep end on live TV.
Okay.
We've reached number 1. And this one.
Yeah.
This one is different. It's not funny. It's not awkward. It's profoundly tragic.
Yes, number 1 has to be the Space Shuttle Challenger disaster, January 28th, 1986.
It's hard to even call it a fail. It was a national tragedy unfolding live.
Exactly. The shuttle lifted off, and just 73 seconds later, it broke apart, exploded in the sky. All 7 crew members, including teacher Krista McAuliffe, were killed.
And the truly devastating part was that it was being broadcast live, not just on news channels, but in schools across America because of the Teacher in Space project.
Right. The top research highlights this as one of the first major national disasters witnessed in real time by millions, including children. The shock, the confusion, then the dawning horror. It was just visceral.
I remember seeing the footage later. It's unforgettable. President Reagan's speech afterwards, addressing the nation, especially the school children, that also became a very significant moment.
It really defined live TV catastrophe in the most awful way. It showed the power of live television to connect us instantly to history, but also its capacity to deliver shared trauma on an unprecedented scale.
A moment that just froze everyone. A truly stark reminder of the risks involved in exploration and the raw, unfiltered nature of live events.
A very sobering number 1.
Indeed. Okay, before we wrap up, let's hit the fact blast zone. A few quick-fire moments that didn't quite crack the top 10, but are still pretty notable live TV mishaps.
Okay, quick ones. Global BC meteorologist Christy Gordon swallowed a fly live on air. Tried to keep going. Trooper.
Oh, wow. Okay, next.
Elmo, or rather, the puppeteer Kevin Clash during a Fox News segment. A hot mic supposedly caught him uttering a profanity. Not very Sesame Street.
Yikes. Keep 'em coming.
Pennsylvania Lottery, 1995. They drew the daily number live. It came up 666.
Oh, you can imagine the reaction to that one.
Conspiracy theories flew, of course. Then there was a marriage proposal on the U.S. Today show, live on air, and she said no.
Ouch. Public rejection. That's rough.
Super rough. And finally, more recently, the pandemic era gave us the Zoom fail. A news anchor, I think it was AGC news correspondent Will Reeve, caught on Good Morning America without pants because the camera angle. He stood up.
Oops. A very modern live TV fail. Cautionary tale for the work-from-home era.
Definitely.
So, looking back at this whole top 10 journey, what's the big picture here? What do these moments tell us?
I think they fundamentally remind us that live television, for all its polish and planning, is still a human thing. It's messy, it's unpredictable.
Right. It's prone to mistakes, tech glitches, unexpected guests, rogue snowflakes, utter meltdowns sometimes.
And maybe that's why these moments stick with us.
Yeah.
From the funny ones, the awkward ones, right through to the tragic ones.
Yeah.
They felt real, unscripted, completely unexpected.
They gave us that glimpse behind the curtain, didn't they? Showed us that the perfect broadcast is always just one little thing away from, well, going viral.
For better or worse, yeah. It exposed the vulnerability beneath the veneer.
So, what stands out to you, listeners, from our list? Did you see any of these live? What was your gut reaction? This top 10 journey, it's a wild ride through the unpredictable heart of broadcasting.
Now you can go forth and correct everyone's version of these stories at the water cooler.
Exactly. And maybe think about this. In our world now, so much is curated, edited, filtered. Maybe these raw live TV moments, the good, the bad, and the truly cringeworthy, are more valuable than ever. They're unfiltered reality, playing out for everyone to see, reminding us life itself is often gloriously or sometimes painfully unscripted.